Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Em and today we're going to be drawing some heads of some classic Halloween guys. Real time. So as you may know, I sometimes like to do a little warm-up session before I start my videos. And for this one, I decided to follow a class I found on today's sponsor, Craftsy. The class is taught by an instructor named Patricia Watwood and is called How to Capture Form in Your Drawings. And it's essentially about learning what form is and how to properly shade your drawing subjects to make them look more three-dimensional. I thought this would be a good class for me because sometimes I find my drawings look a bit flat and I wish I could make them pop off the page more. And Patricia does a great job teaching. It's actually quite a quick class. It was only 18 minutes long, but she gave a lot of information very concisely in it. I like to start by following along in these kinds of classes with the exact reference the instructor uses, just because I learn the best that way. So with my pencil and blending stump, I was able to follow Patricia's instruction, and before I knew it, I had a butternut squash. I was proud of my result and surprised at how quickly I was able to do it with the proper information. Patricia uses some great pumpkin photos as examples for lighting situations in the start of the class, and I really liked them, so I decided to use one for my next practice. I sketched my pumpkin with my pencil to start, but then I wanted to try a color pencil version because I was having a really good time, and that's what I'm going to be using in the rest of today's video. I would recommend this class because it was quick and had lots of really helpful information to take away, a perfect warm-up to start the day of drawing. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative, and they are always adding new classes that are taught by talented experts to keep you inspired. Craftsy has over 2,000 classes in more than 20 different categories, such as painting, drawing, baking, jewelry making, and more. They also have a large library of patterns for people that enjoy sewing, knitting, crochet, and quilting, which is super helpful. If you want to have fun making something new with your own hands, Craftsy will have you covered. So go to my link and get the first full year of Craftsy Premium for only $1.49. Offer valid for new members only. Thank you, Craftsy, for sponsoring today's video. So I'm going to start out by, I have a Frankenstein. I'm going to start out by doing, I want like a cold gray color. I guess I should probably explain my whole plan. I want to do them in color pencil, and I want to do just the heads. This one will probably be perfect. Smoke blue. Yeah, exactly what I want. This one. I don't love using the Holbein pencils for doing the sketches, but that doesn't matter. Okay, so my plan is, because I need this color, is what I was going to say. So I kind of just want to do some fun heads. The rule is only the head. I'm not going to do the neck. I'm not going to do the outfit because that's when it gets like too complicated, I guess. I just want to do the heads, have fun, do some real-time talking, and draw some Halloween guys for Halloween. Kind of feel like I should have done it a little smaller, but that's okay. I just finished rewatching the Dracula show. The one with 3 episodes that's like Sherlock. It's like Sherlock, but Dracula. That. I like that one. I feel like Frankenstein's the easiest because his head is just like his head is purely a square. Let's be honest. I feel like these are a little too big. They're kind of intimidating me already, but I also, you know how I am with filling the page. Anyways, let's call it a sketch session for Halloween, just having fun, okay? We're going to take the pressure off there. I want this Dracula to be uninterested. I'm trying to make it so his nose is like long and skinny and pointy, but I don't know if I'm getting that across, but I really like doing noses now. I like to make it a main thing, and I want it to be kind of like pointing down. Maybe the eyes like this. Just wanted to get the eye shape right. I think I'm going to get rid of the fact that there was those things. I'm not trying to do too much detail because I want to do color, have fun with color pencils. I love vampire movies, obviously. Who doesn't? Should I make the jaw a little more pointy or something? Okay, so I wanted this cool blue color because I want to You know, his skin is so pale. I guess I'll pick this like ash rose color. I don't know. Because I want to make him have a sort of cold, dead looking complexion, I guess. But I still gotta give him rosy cheeks. Okay, eyes, I don't know, whatever. I want a color coming up from there. What do you think that color should be? How do the zones of the face go again? My brain is like a fly. Like, I cannot remember a single thing. I just did a whole video on the zones of the face. Even though he's got no blood in his face, because he doesn't have blood or whatever. I don't know, depending on which one you look at. I can't put green because I'm going to do a Frankenstein. Let's do this. Well, I made his nose red, so there's blood on this one, I guess. I guess he's got blood. For anyone that missed it, I have like a million neon oranges now, just so you know. We're good on the neon oranges. I'm so jazzed. Well, green, it's green. It's supposed to be green on the bottom. That's what it is. So let's just do a little bit of this earth green. Let's just do a bit. I really like the color going from one color to another, and the next one I got to make sure I do that from the start. I shouldn't have gone over the whole thing with that gray. Like, it's totally fine, but I just want to... And I'm seeing this popping out to me, which is great because I want that little whatever knob thing that people have in their ears. I guess I'll do the eyes with this too. I like how the eyes are. I actually kind of am liking this. Okay, so we did that, and then what can we put on top to sort of... I guess we can go back with the ash rose. Is that what it's supposed to be, or is it supposed to be yellowy? Regret putting the neon orange, but I just got so jazzed that we have the neon orange, you know? I'll pop a bit of yellow on. This doesn't matter, actually. I'm just trying to have fun, and I am, just so you know. Okay, so we have this, which is basically nothing. Let's get some more of the ash rose. I think the fact that there's that smoky blue color on the bottom is gonna make him look pale, like give that cold look anyway. So I think I'm pretty sure I can just start layering colors now. And maybe I'll just come back every once in a while with a layer of the blue to unify it. Let's do that right now. Smoke blue. Ideally, the background would be darker, and that way I could make the face look really pale, but I'm not going to do that. But yeah, I just got an urge to draw some kind of Halloween characters just so I can add like a fun extra video in. That's what I was thinking. So I don't want to do any neck. I don't want to mess around with anything else. Just do the heads. I think that will be fun. Because once I get to especially with stuff like this, because I'm not very confident in it, that's when we get into trouble. When I start messing around with, oh, what's the clothes like? I'm not good with stuff like that. Not yet. I was thinking about doing Bride of Frankenstein, and I was looking up what's the Bride of Frankenstein's name, because I realized I didn't know. And it says that in the movie she never had a name. And I was like, okay. That's 1930 for you. Her name was just Bride. Actually, Bride of Frankenstein, or Bride of Frankenstein's a monster, because ew if Bride of Frankenstein, you know what I'm saying? I love that movie with Daniel Radcliffe. The Frankenstein. I can't remember what is it called? Is it just called Frankenstein? I don't know. Whatever. You know the one I'm talking about. I really like that one. I need to watch it, actually. Right now it's mid-October, so we're in the thick of it. Maybe I should put this out like not on Halloween Day. I'll try and get this out as soon as I can. Bit of orange, because I feel like this is getting a bit pastel. I need more contrast. Need to get braver with some darker colors. This is just about the first kind of thing that I'm sort of doing today, so should I use this? I don't know. Sure. I like this color because it's dark, but it's a cool sort of reddish purple color. So I feel like this is gonna work well, hopefully. Ooh, I want to put a shine in his hair. That's just straight down like this. Don't ask me why. I just feel like let's make his head really shiny. Like his hair is really slicked back, because obviously that's how he likes to do it. Just gonna put this color into the rest of it. Hard to do, I guess, this kind of video, real-time talking kind of, because I need this ear to be a bit higher. Takes a long time to do the pencils. That's all right. Okay, I feel like that looks cool. I'm just kind of doing lines and then I see what kind of shows up to me more, what looks good, what ends up looking good to me. I think I'll get one of my most favorite colors ever, which is raisin. Oh, no, I just broke my sharpeners. Oops. I just broke this thing off my sharpener. Those things always suck. It does nothing anyways. It literally doesn't matter. Okay, raisin. This is a purpley, dark color. I absolutely love it and use it all the time. I just really felt like doing the color pencils, you know? Doing some more color pencil stuff. I just love color pencils so much. I don't think I could ever get sick of them, really. But I was doing some ink stuff before, which I also love. And I recently got some Micron brush tip, which could be really fun. So I wouldn't mind giving that a little test. Really what I should be doing right now is doing some, what's it called? Something for November. Doing a video for November. But I just really wanted to do this. But November is a great time to draw spindly trees kind of thing. So probably will end up, I think those brush pen things will be really fun for a video to draw some nice trees like that. Oh, and you know what I was thinking that I forgot? I kind of wanted to give them eyelashes, but that's okay. I wanted him to have nice eyelashes for some reason. Yeah, cool. It's feeling a little light to me now, so I'm going to go over again with our blue. Over the whole thing? Yeah, sure, why not? I feel like we kind of need to do a bit of a chin, but I want to make his face look so long and, is sallow the right word? I don't really know. But you know what I mean? I want to make it look hollow, and so I'm worried that doing that chin will make it. No, I want there to be this actually. I like how that looks. Let's add another color in there with the eyes, maybe this dark green. Yeah, that dark green is a little more accurate to what we should be doing, I think. Trying to stay away from the green because I'm going to be doing the Frankenstein, so I want that to be a more green situation. I would prefer for this to stay. I feel like I gotta put some green on top at least to be like a yellow green. I just don't think there's enough color in here. I don't know. Should I do some shadows? Yeah, I always like to add shadows. So now, even though I went over the eyes a few times, they're looking a little light again. At first I really liked this like line going through them, and I'm not sure if I like that anymore. Yeah, I can always put it back if I want to, but I just want to see. So then let's put this really dark. Alrighty. Okay, so now going to sometimes in movies, vampires have like a weird little twinkle or something in their eye. So I'm going to try to, I don't know, like highlight the pupil kind of thing, you know? Or not the pupil, whatever the color part of your eye is, that's around the pupil. Kind of want to make that look, try to make it look reflecty or something. I don't know. I really don't like this, actually. It's really bugging me. I don't like it with nothing, but I really don't like it with that. I'll think of something for that top part. Don't you worry. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Because I'm like, do we do eyebrows? What would it look like? I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't hate the eyebrows if I can make them silly enough. I don't know if this really has improved it. I don't think it has. But it's put something there, so I don't really care that much. I feel like you can't leave that space big and empty. And I do like big, funny eyebrows, so let's try not to focus on the eyelids. Good God. Because now that we have the eyebrows, we've got to put, we can use that as a reference, a point for this part of whatever happens in your head, you know, when you get like, well, the temples. Guess I'll kind of just use my eraser to sort of do that. That feels like I need to do that there, so sorry about that. I want to stay within the lines. That's kind of the vibe I want to give, but it's impossible for me to resist. You have to go with your feelings. Chartreuse. Look how tiny this is. Chartreuse green. I love it. I hope that this is not going to give too much of the yellow green that I'm, you know, trying not to do. I don't just mean the chartreuse green, I mean sort of the whole thing. Well, I guess we could just kind of do a pinkish color on top. Let's go for it. Now that there's a lot of layers on here, I can press harder, which is nice. And I guess fade that out to somewhere, because you have to. I do want to make the hair seem like it's darker, like it's black. But I think we're coming to the end of this one, really, like we're basically there. Wish it was a little more colorful, to be honest. I feel like it's missing something, but it's hard to, when you want to keep the pale look, what do, right? We'll figure it out along the way, I suppose. And it's not that I don't like it. I just feel like I wish there was more. Well, something extra. We'll see. We'll see as we go. Pop a little bit of this pink, which is also one of my favorite colors. Yep. So I guess let's just do a dark color. Not green. Stop touching green. This is just the first one. Please remember that. I really like this. And you know what? Just need to get that bit in there. Don't even know if you can see that, but I think this camera angle is good for you to see, like in general, but I put a little bit of orange there. Obviously, when I do the Frankenstein one, that one is more clear in my head. That's why I wanted to start with this one weirdly, because it's not as clear. I don't know why. I just thought like maybe it's better to get this one out of the way because I kind of had an idea that what I could tell was fleeting, so I had better start it before it left me. And if I went through the whole Frankenstein, which I'm really jazzed about doing, then it would have left me for sure. Because at first I was like, should I keep with a color palette, you know? I have a, what's it called, a limited palette. Kind of do 3 colors for each thing, but I want to have fun. Even though it takes way longer. Well, we don't have to fill the whole page. We could just do like 3. Yeah, we'll do like 3. But I do have ideas for more. Okay. Make a decision. Good Lord. Or say nothing. let's stop this here. I like the way this looks. Should I just kind of do this a bit? A bit. Let's add a touch of orange in there. That looks cool. The eyes at least look cool. They do have kind of a reflecty quality. Let's ruin it by continuing to touch it. There we go. I think we got across what we're trying to do. I think what I'm kind of missing here is like a little bit more blue. I know I already said that, but I really want to have more blue in here now. So I'm just going to go over top like this. Hope that looks okay. Whatever. I think it looks cool. I like the paleness. I wish it was a little more rainbowy, but there's not too much I can do. Yeah, I think that's okay if I do this too. I gotta get some more blue somewhere else now. Oh, that might have been a bit much. I can roll over top of it with a kneaded eraser if I have to. So I'm not sure. Originally I had this olive green ready to go for my Frankenstein, but I'm thinking maybe to do the earth green just because it's a little bit more forgiving, easier to erase, even though I really want to use this. I will use it for the colors. This is my long point pencil sharpener. It's the same brand as the one I normally use, just it's a metal version, so it's really solid. It works really well. Real time. Okay, I guess we'll use the earth green, which is this lighter green. So let's go like right here, I guess. I'm gonna try and do some real rough shapes and just have fun with it this time. That was a little stressful, to be honest with you there. So this is his stitched up head. We'll do a bit of hair here. Not sure about the hair. Like I like this part, but does it go down that way? Like does it go down past where the stitches are? I'm not sure yet. What's your favorite Frankenstein or Dracula movie? Tell me. I want to know. Or just a, monster movie. What is it called? American Werewolf in London? That's a good one. Okay, we got our little bolts naturally. I think I might have made the hair a little too big. Sorry, not the hair. Meant to say the eyes. Don't know why I came out. Nope. Didn't mean to say the eyes. Meant to say the ears. Best vampire show? Castlevania. For sure, it's gotta be. It's so good. Not sure how the mouth should be. I just feel like maybe I should have made the head a bit longer, but I'm not willing to. I don't want it to be that much bigger than that, so that's why. I do kind of want it to be lopsided though, because I feel like that would be sort of cool. We'll just pull the mouth down a bit, no big deal. That'll lengthen it, right? Okay, hope that doesn't pose an issue later, we'll see. That'd be funny if I gave him like one tooth there. Okay, so ears were a bit big. Do we just kind of go one lower, two, one ear lower? Got to, right? Here's one. There's a fine line between it looking like a mistake and it being on purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want it to be like he got put together wrong, but I also don't want it to get misconstrued that I don't know where an ear is supposed to be. So let's just go a little off. We'll kind of split the difference here just a wee bit, just like how the eyes are just a tiny bit off. Kind of do that. If I had more skill with ears, I would make one look like way different than the other because you know it's a different body part, but I don't know if I can pull it off. In fact, I know I can't pull it off is the problem. Okay, so I think we're looking pretty good so far. I was jazzed about doing this one. I don't know what the last one should be. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll try to make them look different as I can. I'll try. Hopefully, I can pull it off. So what color should we go for generally? Because I'm looking right here at this one, and I'm thinking, is it too yellow? It's called olive yellow. That's probably a bad sign. And I don't want to do what we did last time. Oh, this is perfect, actually. I like this as a base. Don't want to do what I did last time. And I'm just going to go over the eyes too, because I kept go over the whole thing, but I'm going to leave that bit. And that sucks where I had originally put the mouth. And I want to do a color going up, and I don't know why, but I'm picking this pink because I don't know why. But like, it's one of those things where you layer so much, it doesn't really matter. Like at the start, just get something down just for fun. The point is that I want two colors to be fading, you know? Let's take some of this. Frankenstein's got to be the easiest one because he was literally put together by an insane man, so can't really go wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can pretty much make any excuse. You're like, well, it looks wonky because it was put together by an insane man. Whoops, let's leave a little highlight on the nose, and I want the nose to be very square. Because his head's square, and that feels right to me. What color should Frankenstein's hair be? Also green, but darker green is what I'm getting and what I want. Guess I'll leave this on the side because that's going to be my like main color. Hair, immediately I want this. So let's pop a layer of this in. But I want it to end up darker than this, but I'm just putting this here for now. So when it's like starting out, I feel like it's kind of fun because you don't really have to worry about it. Because as long as you just do light layers, it's like, okay. You're literally just like trying to fill it up with some color so that you can get a layer in. It's not going to be the end result. Okay, cool. I love it already. I'm so excited. Frankenstein's my favorite one. Frankenstein's monster. Did he ever get a name either? Or are him and his poor wife nameless? Like, name him, you psycho. Are you serious? Didn't bother to name him. What do I know? I don't know the story that well. I've only seen like 10 Frankenstein movies. Just kidding. Just putting in some eye bags. Feel like if you're a monster, you're gonna probably have some eye bags, right? Okay, I like the nose. Kind of like where that's going. I'm going to try to delicately go over these, where these little stitches and things are. Just using the shadows to try and express what's happening there. It's my favorite part. I don't want to mess it up. You know what? I do want to make Frankenstein. I'm going to call him Frankenstein, but I know that's not his name, so apologies. I'm going to try to use some more saturated colors, getting a little more brave. I love this one, Carnation. Pink and green together go great, I personally think, so Almost would have loved to add markers to this. I'm really into markers right now too. Pop a little layer over here, over the eyes, why not? And gradually we're gonna fade down to, I've got this nice blue here, just for fun. I wish I would have done this better with the Dracula, but it was just the first one, so please forgive the Dracula. I feel like it's kinda, that didn't work out very well, but. So gonna go over everything again with the original green, the yellow green. So of course he's got, you know, that big eyebrow thing that he's got going on there. I don't really want to make him look mad, but I want to make him look a bit stern. And I love that the face is kind of, I don't know if you can really tell, but it's sort of going like that, like it's like flopping in one direction. I just like that. I had better come back into where I have shadows and stuff and reinforce them soon, because I might lose some of the, they're kind of disappearing on me here. I'm liking this much better. I'm having a much less stressed time, but that could just be because it's the second one and now I had a chance to warm up a little bit, you know? Let's put a bit of a crease in his forehead here. He's got to have creases in his forehead because I can't imagine he's put together in a way that is going to defy wrinkles. You know what I'm saying? It's probably, it's like folds. Yeah, I definitely think Frankenstein is my favorite. I really like vampire movies though. But I like the aesthetic of Frankenstein. People do a lot with Frankenstein. Like it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain like the aesthetic of Frankenstein, but you probably know what I mean. You know, Dracula has this very specific aesthetic of like an old castle. Frankenstein's like a lab, but it's like old-timey as well. Yeah, losing it. Gotta get my little shadows back. So I was gonna say, let's get the eyes going. Trying to decide how big to make the pupils. And I think that is a touch too big. I don't know if I can go back, but don't want to make them very round as I just did. Kind of want them to be like this. Yeah, sure. Okay, so we have a little bit more solidified what's happening here. That's good. I was just worried about losing these kind of stuff that's happening with the ears. And there's some lines that are very specific. I love what's happening here. Should we do our little bolts? Is this going to be gray? Maybe pop a bit of gray down here too, just to have it somewhere else. A nice transition color between these two, I think. This is a warm gray. Just going to kind of get this little bolt out of the way. My favorite part right now is the ears, I think. Even if it's not the best drawing in the world, I'm still having fun, and I hope you are too. And it's all just practice. So we need to go darker in here, of course. You know what? I really love this green. I'm going to use it to go over the hair as well. I'm going to try to find some spooky Halloween music to put over top for whenever I'm not talking. I redid my art studio area this past weekend, and I'm so excited about it. So I'll have to show you soon. Got another pegboard. Need more space for all my stuff. So when I do like stitches and stuff, when I'm looking at like little things like this, I'm trying to just do the, I'm not even trying to draw the actual thing. I'm not trying to draw the line or whatever. I'm trying to draw the space in between. I'm trying to just draw the shadows of it and leave it at that. Like this. It's tough because it's going to be a small thing. So I'm trying to show just the shadows of where the stitches are and where the edge of where it's going in, wherever the skin part is going in. And hopefully that will be enough because I don't want to do much more than that. And in this area, I'll put it going down, the shadow going down. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. And for that part, I'm going to leave it up to the imagination. That part, whatever. Focused a bit too much on that. Do I do a bunch of shadows like I had done before, or leave it this time? I'm not sure. Not feeling as afraid of doing dark colors though now. Maybe I'll come back to the Dracula later and figure it out. Probably not though. I feel like it looks like a Muppet. It's okay. In one way, I want to darken this bottom part and do stuff to it, but in another way, I think it kind of looks cool not to. Like, I think I kind of like how it just fades out. I'd rather keep the sort of interest in one spot. Let's, raisin. Yeah, baby. Purple and green, can't go wrong. Let's do the bottom of the eyes with raisin. Don't know why, I just think that would be cool. Let's try it. Don't go too crazy with the raisin though. Calm down. Settle down. Okay, I see I'm not settling down. Oh, let's put it in the bolts too, actually. That's going to be a perfect color for these little bolts. Why'd I do that one so much and not the other one? That's weird. I guess I'll just keep doing the mouth like this till something comes to me, which I don't know if it really will. Like, I don't know if I may just want to keep it like that. Let's get some neon orange in here. So let's kind of come back to my carnation pink color. It just shows up so well. I'm not sure what about this one makes it so great, but I just really like the way that this one shows up. I guess I could put a little bit down here. I guess. And I sort of want to do this. I have this burnt carmine color, which I really like. And I'm just going to go over the shadowy kind of areas. I also took this ice green and put it as like a reflected light thing. We'll see how that goes. I'm not sure about it yet. I'm going to use this burnt carmine color, and I'm also going to use dark olive green or something on top. Layer the two kind of deal. And I did go ahead and put a little shadow here. So we're almost done, I think, this guy, sadly. Because I am just having so much fun. I just figured this moss color will be great to sort of unify everything back to green. With a focus in where these like lumps are. Right there. I like the shadowy dark lines of the Dracula guy, so I'm going to do that same. This color's perfect, olive drab, and I use this color a lot as well. So I purposely made one eye like that. Maybe I'll put some yellow in there. Just kind of like, is it milky? Is something going on with it? We don't know. I kind of like that. I think it looks cool. So I hope that that comes off properly, what I'm trying to say there. He's got a milky eye. Yep, this color is exactly what I needed. Just feel like there should be something else right here, you know? I'm going to kind of put that in shadow, except this part right here, which will be my part that I kind of mess around with, you know. And you know what? We're going to have to darken this too in order to keep with that. Sure. Yeah, I like how everything is lopsided and there's kind of different lumps in different areas. That makes me really happy. Like the stitches. I like this thing with the eye being weird like that. I think the only thing is maybe the nose being a bit more defined into its lumpiness. I sort of wanted it to look like it was going, you know, off like that. I don't know if I quite got that, but that's okay. Let's see if I could do something about it though. Love this color. It's just what I need. So let's leave this here for now and see where we want to go after. We may want to do some more, just like with the Dracula, but we'll see. Nothing's stopping us from doing anything that we don't want to, or we want to. Okay, so it's the next day. I've done these two guys. I've had a little look at them, and I think they look fabulous. I really like them. I wish this was a bit more, kind of liking how this orange pencil works with the Holbein. It sort of removes it a bit. Goes on top really well. I just want this eye to be more milky. I kept thinking about that, and I was like, yeah, I really like that. So I was thinking of what should the next guy be, because I was like pretty set on Mr. Hyde, because I love that aesthetic. I love the aesthetic of Mr. Hyde. Similar stuff. Science in like old, I don't know if Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is British, I have to assume, because it just is giving that vibe of England, dark and dreary, scientist. Love that. So anyways, I really wanted to do that, but I think the thing is that I'm just not sure it's going to fit that well. Given the space that I have left, I think there's going to be a big hat and I'm just unsure about it. So, and also Mr. Hyde is kind of making me think he's green, and I don't want to put another green guy in here, you know? Preferably I want something warm colored. And then I thought, and I was going to do Bride of Frankenstein, like I was going to say if I had all the space to do a bunch of them, but I don't, and I don't want to do two Frankenstein things and then just Dracula. So I know I'm thinking a little too much about this, but I've just been thinking about it for a little bit now. So I'm just as I'm finishing up these sort of wrinkles and dents on his head. As a side note, I like to think that it's kind of just like squished together, so that's why it's sort of wrinkling in that way. It's not wrinkles from age, it's wrinkles from being put together bad. So anyways, I think the natural conclusion has to be a wolfman, just because it's the classics, you know? They belong together. They all do. And that makes me happy just thinking about putting the wolfman there. So that's what I was thinking. The challenge is that I'm really bad at drawing wolves, animals, and fur. That's kind of a weak point for me. So that's going to be a challenge, and that's also fun. But I really like the way that these two turned out. So I'm nervous because I don't want it to, I want it to look good on the page. I think I do much better with smooth textures, or at least I enjoy smooth textures a lot more. But it's good practice, and I'd love to try and tackle something like I want to make the hair on the Wolfman smooth and shiny, like a nice sleek hair, I should say. Not as sleek as the Dracula, but something. And a pinch of chartreuse right there, and a pinch of it right here. And the key here right now is not to do too much. Okay, I'm gonna stop there because I don't want to go crazy with it, Okay, so I have this pink color. It's called Coral. It's like a dusty rose. I think that's gonna be perfect for Wolfman. I know it looks like I have a lot of space, but I don't have this space really. So this is kind of what we have to work in. This is my enemy, by the way. I hate the corner of the... I'm always messing around in there, it seems. Like I always somehow start touching that and I don't want to. So I'm kind of even thinking, really, we've got like this. Yeah, I wish his head was a bit more up, but what can you do? There's nothing I can do about that, So we'll see how it goes. I don't want them to get too close to each other, but I also would hate to touch this. And I don't think I've ever really done a Wolfman that much before. Not really. Gonna try and get the nose. In some pictures that I was looking up, the Wolfman looks still kind of like a man, but sometimes it's like mostly wolf sort of thing. So I guess it's up to you, however you want to portray that guy. And I love messing with eyebrows and stuff, so maybe we need the nose a bit smaller, I'm not sure. I'm less sure about how to do this one, that's the problem. I don't have a very clear image in my head, which I did. So I'm just going to try some stuff a little bit. Oh, so unfortunate. What can I do? There's nothing I can do, unless I make his ears smaller, but even then that sucks. I feel like Wolfman's ears do kind of have to be sort of big. Kind of ends up being cute, not on purpose. Yeah, maybe if I didn't make everything into a giant big baby head, that would be probably less cute. So I just had to erase that and make it smaller because it was really bugging me. I think I had made the nose too big, and that was kind of setting everything off and making it feel really big to me. So I've made a bit of a smaller nose. And I want him to look pretty grumpy. So yeah, just needed to get like the face a bit more to what I wanted, I guess. But yeah, it'll be nice to have something brownish reddish. I think it's the perfect kind of combo. I see. I know what I'm doing wrong. Just gotta switch up the angles a little bit. Wasn't feeling right to me. So we'll figure out that nose later. Cool, I like the eyebrows. Still unsure about the eyes, but we can work on it. It's not a big deal. And then the mouth, I want to be very close because I want it to be kind of pouting a little bit. I had the teeth being pretty big before. I think I'm going to take them down a bit. to make him look more adult, we gotta put the proportion. It was just looking too much like a child. And one time I drew a baby Bigfoot, and sometimes that comes back to me quite often when I'm drawing things like this, because I guess there's only like one way I know how to do things. It's just the big head, the big forehead. I do want it to be big, don't get me wrong, but I also want him to look like an adult. What do we think of that? Maybe. Where is it? Okay, there. We're not going to, unfortunately, be able to avoid that, which I knew was going to happen at some point. And it sucks because that's the one I kind of wanted to be in focus, but we'll make it work. We're just having fun anyway. That's almost a little too big because I'm wondering if the other option, I can make them a bit small. What do we think about that? Wish I had the space to come down here because I'd love to give him a bigger jaw area. Let's think on that for a second while we do the ears. Can also take it out like this, right here. The thing is that I've got something in my brain, and I think I'm gonna have to let that go for the space. Because I still think this looks cool. What I wanted to say was that I wanted him to have a really big jaw. And I kind of did a little sketch here that looks like that I really like. And when I was trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do it and what sort of stuff, I was just doing that as a warm-up on the side today before I started filming again. And so I think I'm gonna let it go. Because this I find still looks okay. I'm not mad at how this looks. I really like the eyes, I really like the eyebrows, and I like how the nose is. Yeah, whatever. Trying to give him like a double chin kind of situation with the fur. When I don't know what's going on, I try to nail down the sketch a little bit more than what I did these two because I kind of had a better idea, but because I don't have a very good idea in this one, I'm just trying to sort of get some lines in, which I'll probably try to stop doing soon. Anyways, there's a movie that's really good called Odd Thomas. And I don't know why I was thinking about the same actor is in a movie called Fright Night, the new one, a remake. And I really like it. And I love that actor, but like he was always in kind of movies with that same sort of vibe. And it was just a really good vibe. It was always fun. And he passed away from like an accident, a tragic accident. Anyways, this movie Odd Thomas is really good if you get a chance. I can't remember what's that guy's name. I always forget it. Anton Yelkin. Okay, so like that. The eyes are a bit different than the other eyes from the other two guys, but that's because I sort of want them to be more wolfy. I'm going to make them yellow. I've got that in my notes. I love the most out of this sort of situation with these two guys. I really like experimenting with the two eyes. Apparently, I posted this one on my stories just to see, because remember I was saying like, I don't know if it's how it looks, and people seem to like it on the stories. So that was good. Some people sent me messages saying like, it looks really cool and stuff. They love the eyes. And I was like, cool. So that made me really happy. Thank you. Thank you for whoever said that. Perfect. Okay, the vision is coming now. And maybe it'll be easy, who knows, to do the hair. It's going to be a learning experience. I've got sort of an idea where I want a shine on it. So let's kind of outline what that's going to look like. And yeah, the shape of these eyebrows, couldn't be more happy about it. Yeah, unfortunately, we are in such a tough spot with that, but I'm going to put it right on the edge. I don't want to, but I think it's okay. I think. Because I really want to put some hair on the edge of the ears kind of thing. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, cool. So what I kind of do when I feel more sure about stuff is that I start coloring it and let those lines pop out to me and have that situation sort of happen. I think I should probably just go forward with doing that now. I'm just cutting it so close here, but really want him to have a big jaw. See if I can make it happen. Yeah, that's about as big as I can go. Cool. I'm happy with that. At least I got that. Okay, and we'll go like this. And now that I got that kind of shine, I just made that motion. I sort of know where it is. I feel like let's make it a bit smaller and sort of just barely have it showing there because I don't want to. And the last thing, I feel like his head's also going to look bigger than everybody else's, but whatever. The last thing is just to make these lines okay. And we'll go like that, I guess. Apologies. But also not, because a lot of people ask for that. I know this is kind of weird, but I'm gonna, for some reason, put this blue on the bottom. I'm gonna put this blue fading up on the bottom. I don't know really why. I really wanted them to be fading up from something. I feel like the Frankenstein is, but I just like that look and didn't really feel like I was catching that in the other two that much. So I'm gonna go more with it and do a blue, even though I know it's supposed to be a warm toned thing, but just as a base layer, I'm gonna do this blue. And then I have this color Cinnamon. I'm gonna go over the top with that. And then I'm gonna take the pink that I sketched in. The pink and the Cinnamon are very, very close. They're very similar colors, but the Cinnamon is slightly a bit browner. Actually, that's cool, I like that. Also don't know what that nose is gonna end up being. Probably dark, because like wolf's noses are dark. I think so. Okay, whatever. I'm starting with chartreuse green in the eyes a little bit. Oh, I don't want to be rubbing my guy that much with my hand. Like that. Yeah, it's tricky because there is no skin. There's no like red to pull through from somewhere else. So my little tricks aren't gonna work as well with this. So I'm gonna have to find some new tricks. I guess what we can do is make this, I'm gonna go pink, and I still am gonna put a little pink in the cheeks. Why not? It's my wolf man, I can do what I want. But I do want to have actually, now that I think of it, a reflection, right? Do you know what I just thought about doing maybe? I don't know. Kind of softening that, and I'm going to blend it out maybe to the top. We'll see. That's either going to be dark or very light. It's either going to be the darkest or the lightest. I don't know. I'm so unsure. I don't know what's going on. It's hard for me to know, but that's okay. It's a challenge. So let's just kind of define what's going on in the shape and everything. It's hard when it's a new day. I wish I could always get them all done on the same day because then they'd look a lot similar. But there's just only so much time, you know? This color, one of my faves, burgundy. Didn't want to lose what's happening with these things. But I feel like that's way too much up there. Whoa. Let's put some more pink on it. Pink and green go good together. And I should raise that up higher, but okay, whatever. So I do want to keep the eyebrows separate, but I'm wondering how to do that, how to go about that. Ooh, let's like comb this one into the rest. I like that idea. So actually, I guess I don't want to keep them separate. Going to try to like imitate hair strokes, I guess, with my hand. Okay, and let's cover this a bit. It is fun. I like the way it looks, I guess, knowing nothing about how to do this. Oh my god, this color's called Autumn Leaf. I can't not use this, and it's a nice orangey color too. I think what I've gotten like I'm kind of doing a bit much for where I am. Maybe I'm getting into the details a bit too much for where I'm at in the drawing. So let's back it up a bit and start just doing some washes. That's gonna be my plan. Let's just get some nice layers of some colors going, you know? Okay, let's try to keep that area a bit lighter. So I like how that's looking now automatically. Just like keeping it broader, I think, is a better move. Let's treat it with really big shapes rather than, you know, putting it in a microscope for... That's probably why I always have a hard time with hair, because I'm like, look at all those details, but that's not really true. Your eyes just know that there's lots of details there, but you shouldn't be. When I say you, I always mean me, and I don't know why I do that. But yeah, I shouldn't be doing that. I should just treat it like a big thing and then do a couple little defining strokes at the end. And that should be probably enough, especially for fur. Like, the less detail, the better, right? I figure. But I will still try to, you know, thinking of hair when I'm doing this and putting my hand in those right directions, hopefully. So I'm doing a mixture essentially of like red and green. Pompeian red, nice color. Red and green make brown. That's essentially what my thought process is. Sometimes I point at the area, like if gotta go look for a pencil for it, because I don't want to lose it. And ever since I started doing that, it's been very helpful for me. Because I kept going to look, oh, I want to put that color there. I go and look for it, and then I can't find the area again. It's kind of, where is this? Let's take this chartreuse green, neon green kind of color, and pop it right in there. Let's get it in some of these shadows too. Okay, I think I know a little clearer what's going on now. Am I happy that I made this bigger than the first one and then it just kept getting bigger and bigger? Thank you so much for asking. No, I'm not. Not at all. I really wish I could be more spatially aware. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to kind of blend in the eyebrows. I know at first I was like all jazzed about it, which I am still jazzed about their shape, but I do think at some point I've got to kind of meld them with the hair, right? That sort of makes sense. Or else it's going to look a little too cartoony, I feel. Yeah, cartoony is sort of, not that there's anything wrong with that, but just wanted to kind of blend it a little bit more, you know? And the shapes that I really like, I can still keep. Just got to define them. This color is just perfect, absolutely perfect for what I'm trying to do here. Giving me the right amount of sort of saturation I'm looking for. Had a thought. Put a little bit more bluish in there. I don't know if that's a good idea, but let's just sit with that. We can always erase it. Another thing to make maybe look a little bit older is putting some lines sort of here, I think. That might help. Yeah, I'm okay with this whole part being in shadow just because the angle. I do like how the angles of the heads are all different. Usually, I'm not good about that. So I'm happy I honestly accidentally did that. Yeah, and what we can do is just start defining this one more and leaving this one. Just gonna pop a layer of green all over. Sometimes I gotta bring it back down because I went too red, so then I go, then do a bit of green. Something I think that needs to happen right here is a bit more just knowing where the ear is. I think with this eye, I'm gonna try and do that same reflection thing. This one I'm gonna put in shadow, but I'm going to kind of make that the reflection. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I'm just like experimenting. So for now, let's leave it like that. Kind of trying to go between a human nose and a wolf nose, and I don't know if I'm at the skill level to really be doing something like that. 'Cause I don't know how it's working out, but we'll see. We might figure it out later. I don't know. I might have to search up some sort of reference there for that. I mean, simply just dog's nose would suffice. I think we had to nail down sort of the eyes now. Let's actually take this autumn red color again, autumn leaf, pop it in the middle here. I had some little lines here that I quite liked, so I'm going to pop those back in. I don't think I'd like color pencils as much if I didn't have the option of neon colors. I just love neon colors. I'm going to put this pink where essentially there's like a circle here in my mind. Lightest, middle, dark, and then reflected light. That's how I think about it. Everything that's kind of in the bottom of the shadows, I'm trying to make cooler or bluer. Just as I'm getting a lot of colors going on here, but I sort of like what's happening, so I don't care. Yeah, I do like what's happening, actually. But I'm just letting you know, like, there's a reason why I'm choosing to put the pink there and the neon colors in certain spots and the greens and stuff in other spots. I do need to do more here, and I've been purposely avoiding this mouth. So let's do sort of the similar thing that we had going on with what's going on in the eyebrows. I want to do this to normal lips, but I want to give it a look that there's like volume, more volume there. I think I just got to make this nose a little darker. I'm going to split the reflection there and do this. And then I'll blend it up a tiny bit because I don't want a harsh line. Oh, I hope this looks okay. I don't know. Now is the time where I can start picking out places where I want to show like what the fur looks like and stuff. Because I'm kind of closer to being done. Just going to take a bit more of a brown. But I don't want to lose all those lovely colors I had in there, you know, so sparingly, let's... And just so you know, if this ear was not right on the crease there, I'd be giving it a bit more attention. What's so fun about werewolves and stuff too is that it's so unserious. Like when they do vampire shows, I feel like it's much more... And Frankenstein is so sad. It's like a really sad kind of story, I find. But werewolf, it's just purely jokes. Like you're turning into a wolf. I love it. Don't want to put too much darkness right there. I actually I kind of like how the nasal area is turning out a bit. Do think we need to work on the teeth a bit more though. So let's do a couple little shadows that are very dark. What I didn't realize is with fur, you really can do quite a bit of rainbowy stuff in there because it's so... There's actually like natural highlights in fur too, right? So that's kind of fun. I didn't realize that. Not sure what to do with the nose, so I'm kind of just messing around. All right, back to it. So why I like the Frankenstein the best, I think, is because like those, whoops, These types of lumps and bumps are my absolute favorite thing to do. I really like the ears and stuff. Like that's really fun for me. And I did actually enjoy doing this. I think if I did it again, that would be even funner. Like if like this was a first draft and then I did a second draft, that would be really fun. With the Dracula, I was having a hard time kind of layering everything. It was feeling like, ooh, that's a bit too much because the skin was supposed to be really pale due to the no blood or lots of blood. I don't know what the deal is. Anyways, with this, I'm finding like, oh, okay, you can layer actually quite a bit because the brownish colors are hiding it. So it's pretty forgiving. Let's go gently over here. Try not to put my hand on the Frankenstein. Let's actually get the eraser out and just pop it. Just kind of, just want to highlight some stuff. Oh, sometimes with the eraser, it picks up a dark color and then it kind of pops it back down where you don't want, which is super annoying, but what can you do? The neon pink I try to use sparingly because I don't want to have, especially if I have a neon green or yellow in there, it's just like comes a bit much, but again, this is kind of being pretty forgiving for me, so I think I can get away with it. Whoa, that was a lot to put there. That's okay. It's also cool, but it's a cool tone, but it's pink, so it's like works in a lot of places. It's fun. Blending this eye out. Wish I could blend this line a bit more. I will. And you know what? I'm gonna take a more yellowy color and pop it in the eye here. And I am also going to put it in this eye too, right out the back. I'll have to pop it in other places. Even though yellow can be tricky sometimes, it can be a bit much. I'll use it sparingly. I know it's funny to say that after I just said all those things, but sometimes yellow is different. You do actually have to be careful with yellow. It can make it look, I don't know how to say it, but I've had situations where I've added yellow before and then it looked a little sickly. Like it wasn't warmer. It was, you know, yellows can be a little tricky. So this is a nice warm yellow, so we should be okay. I'm going to take the autumn leaf color and pop this in as well. I just want to really darken this eye. You know how werewolves have yellow eyes, or at least this one does? So I'm leaving this sort of nothing. And the teeth, of course, though, we do have to pay more attention to the teeth. I know I was on that and then I kind of got distracted. None of these guys have much going on with the mouth, and I have to keep remembering, especially because it's a different day, I keep forgetting kind of what rules I had set out for these guys. Don't do too much in the mouth so they look like a unified group. Really, just a couple of lines will suffice. It doesn't need to be too complicated. And just to make the teeth not look super white, let's do a bit of a shadow on them. Anything else we can do? Probably shouldn't try to experiment like that with my precious piece that I've been keeping light the whole time, but absolutely chill out. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of backstep there and maybe do it in this. So let's not worry about that for a sec. Yeah, I feel like for this one I had to make a lot of like concessions with myself. Like, don't do the ear. I know you want to do it. Don't do it. It's going to ruin it. And so I held back. And I'm really proud of myself for that because I like the way this looks. Just a touch right there to show what's going on. I feel like that's not very well explained. So we need some darkness there. This is the ear, so let's make that even darker like that. And then whatever's happening here. That's pretty much the best I can do. I don't think I could do any better. But yeah, what I was saying is that I'm proud of myself for sort of stopping myself from going too far. And a lot of times I stayed calm. Usually I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then I go crazy and I start like ruining it, you know? But I was like, let me just come back to that. So that was an exercise in patience. Nice, cool. Something different. Don't want to go too crazy with the outline. I do want to do one, but I already feel like that's a bit much. Yeah, it's too disjointed, the lines there, so let's... Just felt like dots, so I just had to fix that a bit. Maybe what we can do is just pop in a last coating of blue. Now that we have everything else in there. Yeah, so this eye actually is kind of bugging me, unfortunately. I wanted to make a cool reflection in it, but I don't feel that that's working the way the Dracula one was working. Because it's yellow already on the inside, it's not giving the same really effect. How do I make that effect in the eye? Yeah, so that's probably enough, right? That probably means I should stop. And I took a bit of an ivory color and just covered the teeth with it just to make them different. I felt like they were blending too much into the skin, or fur, I should say. Okay, stop touching it. So here is the finished result of my Halloween guys. While I really like how they all turned out, I think it was really fun exercise, but I love the Frankenstein. Mostly because that was the only one I actually had a plan to do, and why I wanted to do this whole page was because I wanted to draw that guy. So thank you so much for watching me make these guys. I hope you had a good time. I sure did. I loved it. And I guess I'll see you next week. Okay, bye.